Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good morning. Depends on who you ask. Welcome to Rain Plays Things. Today I'm not playing, I'm watching. And also, unfortunately, Zubat will not be able to be with us today as her internet has gone out. Her whole power has gone out, actually. Because there's a nasty little storm making its way through the eastern seaboard right now. So if we plonk out on you guys, just know I'll try to get it back up and running as soon as possible. But if not, please bear with us. A few little things I want to touch on. If you did not see Ubisoft, definitely go check that out. Hey, Ma. If you did not see the Ubisoft, this morning, a little bit earlier, please do go check that out, as Assassin's Creed Odyssey got a few little things, and then on top of that, they're just taking a lot of initiative with their 15th anniversary, so lots of good things in store for Assassin's Creed. And they did mention that it would not be just this. We're also expecting some kind of bigger update, bigger story update towards the end of this year. So my brain is almost awake. Thanks for hanging out with us for the past 5 days. We did get an update on the Nintendo Direct. Hopefully it will be coming at the end of the month. Of course, we will cover it here on the channel. Most likely with Zubat, if one or both of us does not lose power that day. Hashtag hurricane weather. Sunday Showcase. What's the Sunday Showcase? Does it say Sunday Showcase in the descriptor? Because it hasn't been updating for me when I do it from my phone. So that's quite possible. But there's like weird ass all over the board right now because of the weather. So poor Zubat does not have any power right now. So it's bad. Oh my god! Hey, bro! How are you? I can't believe being on here. So this Xbox and Bethesda Showcase Extended is rumored to be giving us quite a few new things, but also just give us a deep dive into a couple of things. I don't believe y'all. I don't believe y'all at all. I'm covering the Xbox and Bethesda Showcase Day 2, which should be the last day of the Fuckboy Jeff Keighley Summer Games Fest. Y'all are cute. Y'all are real cute. Also, I needed this. Thank you for this. Y'all are cute though. I'm hoping that we'll see some updates to, some updated information on Xbox doing the Halo Endless. I'm also hoping that we'll see some information on literally any other Bethesda game. Please. know. It's either going to be really good or it's just going to be really boring. And I'll tell you right now, if it's just, hey, I love you. If it's just really boring, then we're just gonna talk shit about it like we always do. So that's fun. Let's see. Oh, the Microsoft Flight Simulator looks dope. Can we talk about that? Especially since they put in the fucking flyer from Halo. Like, what? That looks incredible. I will say that. I do really, 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 really want to harp on the fact that we still have not seen anything for another Bethesda game. I don't get my hopes up about that, but it would be nice. Damn it. Just so sad. Rock Blade Point looks dope. I will say, let's see. There was a game I was really looking forward to on the Xbox. I don't know what it was. Oh, I would love to see more of Lightyear Frontier. I would love to see more of Minecraft Legends. And the Case of Benedict Fox, along with Wolong Fallen Dynasty and Rotwood. Both of those look absolutely incredible. Okay, I love you. It's kind of disappointing. It has. It's been a little lackluster, which it was lackluster for the most part across the board last year, and then Nintendo came in and swooped in and saved everything by dropping like literally 4 new mainstream updates. So just saying. I'd like to see more about last time I saw you. I don't know if we're gonna see that during this showcase necessarily, but I hope so too, Mom. It's been like, it's been insane. But like in a mundane kind of insane way. That makes sense. Can you be mundane and insane at the same time? Unexpectedly meh. Sorry about the stuffiness today. The pollen count has been kicking my ass lately. And there's it takes talent to be mundane and insane at the same time. That's how I feel like I live my life, mundane and insane. There's no amount of Flonase that could save my nose today. So, and like I keep blowing it, but like nothing is coming out, so it's just like I did expect bigger things. Like I like the fact that we saw an update on Starfield and things like that, but I really did expect bigger from Xbox and Bethesda, considering they merged at the beginning of this year. They've had 6 months to get their shit together. Because they bought them for a ridiculous amount of money. And like, if that is the case, if you bought this studio for that much, why aren't we taking advantage of that? Like, why aren't we... See, and that's unfortunate. I don't want another Halo Online. I don't want another Elder Scrolls Online. I would like to see Halo Endless. And I would like to see at least something for the Sorry. I would like to see at least something for how long we've been waiting for Elder Scrolls 6. Like, I literally anything. Also, where the fuck is my Indiana Jones game, y'all? Where's my Indiana Jones game? I know they're not expecting me to sit through a Pete Hines interview, right? They're not expecting me to do that. If this is just gonna be bullshit interviews, I'm out. I'm so out. So out now. I do, what else? Oh, Hot Wheels in Forza is pretty fucking cool, y'all. But there are a few games where I'm just like, there's no way in hell we're gonna be able to play that on any other system. And that's definitely one of them. I can't remember if Forza is an Xbox exclusive. Now let's say that. But I think it might be. Last minute predictions, so just, you know, more of the same shit we've seen all week because we don't have any other updates on anything. I would say a lot of marketing opportunities were missed, and a lot of updates were expected that have not been delivered, so that is very interesting. Real quick though, I don't think anything was bigger letdown than the PC Game Showcase. Like, You're proud of me for dealing with all the power issues? They weren't really on our end. It flickered, but it wasn't too bad. Party Val! It was only going haywire for a minute. It's fine. Party love me. Alright. Let's see what the hell we're gonna do. Oh.
Hey, we are a small snippet of Squanch Games, and we are here to tell you how excited we are to be a part of the Microsoft Games Show Extended.
Showcase Extended.
You know, Game Showcase Extended. What's the need for the extended? Why add that extra word?
It's like,
is there one that's not extended? And that's why?
We're getting nods. There is a not extended one. Okay.
And that one's just called without the extended.
So that's just called
there's the normal one. Yeah. I know what this is. Yeah. Well, hey, look, we're happy to be a part of it nonetheless.
Xbox, please love us. We have Justin Roiland. It's a pickle, Morty. Pickle. Them putting the Halo in the flight simulator does look dope, though. I need to see more about that. Good song. Looks amazing. I still can't believe we got that update and Personas coming to the Xbox. Alright. There were just a couple of things on the Xbox website.
Welcome to Xbox Games Showcase Extended. I'm Erin. This is Malik,
announced.
and we have the honor of diving deeper into some of the most exciting and talked about announcements, as well as gameplay from the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase just 2 days ago. For the first time ever, the entire showcase was focused on games you can play over the next 12 months.
That's right, Aaron. You saw world premiere gameplay from Redfall and Starfield, and today we've got Bethesda's own Pete Hines right here to tell us more. You'll hear from the renowned developers behind the brand new Xbox franchise, Our History Untold. Dive into Naraka Blade Point with our partners at NetEase Games, and so much more.
But first, we begin with a special look at how our fans got to celebrate the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase with a message from our very own Phil Spencer.
Y'all, stop it. I feel like this is probably Ziva.
I love coming to events like this. You can just feel the energy, people loving to come together as a community, their love of video games, the Xbox fans. Just a really special time for everybody, myself included. Gaming has this unique ability to bring people together, whether it's saving the world from the aliens or winning a football game. It's so great. I love hearing from people. What did you like in the show? Those conversations with people that are here about areas that they like and areas they wish we would do more, I think that's something that drives us. You saw it in the show today. People said, we want to see more gameplay. And so we said, okay, great. You're going to see a ton of gameplay.
Yeah, I think this is our biggest lineup ever in terms of just diversity of different kinds of games from different kinds of teams, different genres.
There's some franchises, Japanese franchises, don't always come to Xbox. We've been working on that. Today we obviously had Persona.
It's important to us. We not only have all the games coming from our internal studios, but also great independent game developers that we work with around the world. So could not be more excited for what we're doing with Kojima.
And he's got this really great idea for a game. And I want to be clear, because I know we say like experience and stuff. He's building a video game, but he has this real unique things that he wants to do in the game. And we said, okay, let's go do something together. And I'm just really proud to be in an industry that can be part of so many people coming together.
Okay, I love you. Every Valheim. Is there anything new about Valheim, or is it just Valheim? Available on Xbox Game Pass, spring 2023. Right.
Bethesda opened the showcase with a dramatic gameplay demo for Redfall and closed it with Todd Howard showing us how deep the rabbit hole goes on Starfield. And we also got a sneak peek at upcoming expansions for Elder Scrolls Online and Fallout 76. Here to break it all down for us is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Pete Hines from Bethesda. Pete, how are you?
I'm great. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
It's kind of boring,
so about a month ago, you all announced some delays for both Redfall and Starfield. So I wanted to give you a chance to tell us a little bit about the decision-making process for that.
Absolutely. Look, with all the time that goes into a game, it would be foolish to rush it out the door before it's ready. I think we have continued to sort of examine how we think about games and making sure that they are going to meet our players' expectations. Obviously, the last 2 years have really challenged us from a development standpoint. How we work now largely remotely, while a lot of our folks are not back in the office. And, that has an impact. I also think we've been thinking about things like release dates and when do we give those out and how do we make sure we give one out that we actually hit and don't have to change later. So it's not something we undertake lightly, but at the end of the day, I think what our fans expect, what Xbox fans, what Bethesda fans expect is a high-quality game, and we want to do everything we can to give our teams the time to fully realize the games they're making.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's all about, right? Like delivering an amazing experience for the players out there. And so, speaking of games, we're just going to jump into it. We're going to start with how the showcase started with
Sounds good.
Redfall. Now, before we even get into the game, Arcane's making the game, and I want you to talk a little bit about the pedigree of Arcane, just in case people don't know.
Sure.
These folks over there, they're doing their thing.
It is a rhetorical question because Bethesda does not give us
amazing, immersive sims. They do any number of things. If you play games of theirs, Dishonored 2,
any
Prey,
number of things.
There's a lot of common threads you'll find in them.
Any
they create,
number.
Really amazing, believable worlds. I think that's a big part of their game is when you're in Dunwall or you're up on a space station in Prey, that it feels believable. There's a reason why things are the way they are. They're also a big believers in systems-based as opposed to scripted. So they really embrace player freedom and sort of giving players the tools to decide, you figure out how you want to complete this mission or get through this area. We're not going to tell you how. We're just going to give you tools and then give you the freedom to go and do. But, there's great characters and interesting story. They bring a lot of different elements and then really let the player create the experience they want.
And that's what it's all about. Gamers have taken many games and made it their own. And I think the fact that Arcane is making the game with that in mind is super important. Now, how similar or dissimilar would you say this game, Redfall, is from the other Arcane games?
Look, on the surface, it's a first-person shooter that you can play solo or with up to 4 players. And so immediately you might say, well, it's not a single-player game, so it must be wildly different. And don't get me wrong, there's absolutely ways in which it is different. But I think when folks play the game, and even when they see more of the game, I think they'll start to see all of those things about an Arcane game that they love and appreciate. Why it's won multiple Action Game of the Year awards for Dishonored 2, is their ability to bring all of those things together, really high level of polish and let folks experience it. And so I think all of those things we talked about. If you want to play a game by yourself and get a great Arcane story, you can absolutely do that in Redfall. But you can also do things that you haven't been able to do in an Arcane game, like experience it with friends and find out sort of how the whole can become greater than the sum of the parts, like playing it off of each character's abilities. You saw some of that in the demo that we showed. I think the more that people appreciate that, you almost are going to want to try and play Redfall a couple of different ways. You might want to play it by yourself a little bit,
play it
with others, and it's a game that allows you to do either or both of those things, however you see fit.
2 days ago,
I'm glad you talked about playing with friends because I'm taking applications for friends to help me get through Redfall.
Can I put my name on that list? I'm down to a little.
It'd be an honor. Pete,
keep me on that list.
All right,
we need to go explore Redfall together.
I'm excited. I can't wait for that. And so let's talk a little bit more about the game. Now, between the
how they're going to do it? They're going to do it
as well as
order
this one that we just saw.
We barely got anything for Fallout. Like what?
Other co-op shooters like Left 4 Dead, for example. What makes Redfall unique?
Again, it's one of those things, like if you watch just like combat footage, you might look at Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood or any of these things and go, oh, I see multiple characters facing a bunch of enemies, and so it's the same game. But I think that would be doing a disservice, that it's all of the things that take place in between the combat as well as the combat itself, sort of combining different skills and abilities in the way that you do, Layla dropping down an elevator using her powers that Jacob can use to get up top on a roof and provide cover. You have different characters who play roles really well, how you choose to use Brie Bone the robot, all of those things come into, again, allowing the players not to say, here's a set of rules
again,
that you can only
I
use.
just want to
like,
point
no,
out
here's
that we
just
went through all of
some
Summer
stuff
Games
that you can
Fest
go off into this amazing sort
without
of dynamic,
anything from Warner
ever-changing world
Brothers.
and sort of experience and explore for yourself. And you come back the
That
next day
is weird,
and it'll
right?
look and feel like a different experience, even though you're in the exact same part of the game. I mean, I think those are the kinds of things that Arcane does that really bring that sort of extra special element that makes their game so compelling.
Yeah, compelling and fresh. So I'm excited for Redfall, and you said it here for everyone to see that we're going to be playing together. So I'm going to hold you to that.
Absolutely.
We got the proof. All right.
Can't wait.
Oh, awesome. So let's talk about Elder Scrolls Online. Now, I want to talk about the team philosophy, because I hear that the team is actually banned from saying things like, now is the perfect time to play.
My least favorite saying is there's never been a better time to play a game. Like, we all say that. Yes, games always get better. We know that. The thing that we love about where Elder Scrolls Online is going is their ability to continually refresh the experience for players, provide new experiences, like going to High Isle, a place they've never been in an Elder Scrolls game. It does a lot of things like story and intrigue. There's a lot of politics in High Isle, different factions and the conflict that's going on there. And again, a way that you can jump in and play by yourself and experience it by yourself, even though it's an MMO. But the real special sauce of Elder Scrolls Online is our amazing community. They're so welcoming. They're so helpful. You know, if you need a little bit of help, if you need a lot of help, they're there for you to help explain, to make sure you have a fun experience. And honestly, like, that is such a huge part for an online game of creating an environment where anybody, no matter whether you just started playing or you've been playing for 8 years, can have a good experience, no matter how you decide to engage with it.
I love that you mentioned
so
that.
they're acknowledging that it's been around for 8 years.
Is that any online game? And so for players who may not have played Elder Scrolls, or like you said,
everyone heard that,
to know that they have that community backing them, that's going to help them, guide them in their journey, is super exciting. So, but I want to talk about Fallout a little bit.
Okay.
Huge milestone recently, 25 years of Fallout. It can rent a car even now. At this point, right? We're talking about it, all right?
You would think that after 25 years of Fallout, we'd be celebrating.
We are as aware of anybody. Like, this franchise did not start with Bethesda. It's one that we took on along the way, and our intent is not just to pay homage to, like, Bethesda Fallout. Like, no, we mean all Fallout, because what this series has done, what it meant to us as players when we went and played those games, played the original Fallout, Fallout 2, and then what the franchise has become, and sort of growing and finding an even, a new audience with Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 76 is something we really want to celebrate. And honestly, what's going on in Fallout 76 with the pit and your ability to continue to push the boundaries in an online game of story and meaningful player choice, and as you're going along, making decisions that kind of matter and have a real impact, I think is important in the evolution of Fallout 76. And just honestly, how far that game has come from its launch. Like, we're keenly aware of how that launch went, but we are also keenly aware of the incredible amount of effort and dedication from all of our teams across Bethesda to say,
so they are acknowledging how bad that went.
We want to give the fans more of what they want and the kind of experiences
that
they're
not going to give us
where
anything
Fallout 76
more
is now is
for
truly
the
remarkable
25th anniversary of
look
Fallout.
at sort of where we were and how far we've come, and honestly, how much cool stuff is in
Ubisoft
store in the pits. It's going to be super fun.
Excited to jump in, and again, that's one of those things that I'm sure you guys attribute to the community, giving that feedback.
That 76 community, again, not just in the game,
at least they know,
what they do for each other, to support other folks in the community, what they have done to raise funds for worthwhile causes. Like, it's not just an amazing group of gamers, it's an amazing group of human beings, and honestly, one that we're honored to interact with and be a part of every day.
I love that, Pete. Before you make me cry, we're going to move on to Starfield, all right?
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about it. Starfield ended the show. I
want to say it's
watching
just
the trailer,
all the time, like a yelling staticky noise, but
the difference between that moon versus the populated city, just amazing. The dog fighting, just everything was so awesome. The team really outdid themselves.
It's one of those things about a Bethesda Studios game that I always love, and it's been the case, honestly, since I worked on Morrowind and Oblivion and all those games
that's not a good look,
we talked
Bethesda.
about. And for every single one, you cannot pin people down to, oh, it's about this, because it's not. Like, ultimately what those games are massive sandboxes.
Yeah, maybe it's
where
just
they
all
give players just
programmed before he
ridiculous
comes
amounts
out.
of freedom to say, you go figure out
Parsi,
what kind of game you want to play and
then,
what kind of experience you want to have, because
that way
that's
he
what this
doesn't
game is
have,
about. It's not us prescribing and saying,
doesn't have to
you
think
have
about
to do
anything.
these things. And like, no, it's about creating this huge sandbox with over 1,000 planets so you can completely explore and say, yeah, but you don't have to. Like, it's entirely up to you to figure out what is fun for me. Do I want story? Do I want to join factions? Do I want to, build outposts and gather resources to build more cool stuff? The team really puts all of those tools in the player's hands and step back and says, now it's time for you to tell the story of Starfield, which is your story, which is going to be different than mine, which is going to be different than everybody else's. And I think that's really where the magic of a Bethesda Game Studios game happens.
Speaking about the scope of everything, Todd said this is what an epic RPG is. What does Bethesda define an epic RPG as?
I think, again, it's sort of leaning into, look, there's a lot of folks who take a lot of different approaches on what does an open world mean. And Bethesda Game Studios always pushes themselves to the most freedom and least limitations, right? Where the items in the world are all real things. You walk into a store and there's a bunch of weapons or whatever. Like, that's not just art on a countertop. Like, you could pick those up. You could steal them and run out of it. You can create chaos. Like, we don't want to put too many limits on what the player is or isn't allowed to do. We love it when players say, I wonder what happens if, and then they try it. And then they get to see, like, oh my Lord, chaos ensued and it was insanity. Everybody was shooting at me. And like, that's, I think, the beauty of Bethesda Game Studios and the number of ways that they push for you to explore that, right? It's not just one, it's, you could spend thousands of hours doing nothing but shipbuilding and like focus that as all you're about, and that's okay. But you could also be about exploring every planet and finding all of the good, and that's okay. Or you could just play the main story and be like, I want a kind of experience that I'm guided through so that I kind of get to see stuff.
Also, tell me why that is exactly the character model
I want
of
something that sort
Ezio's
of leads me
uncle.
through, because
Someone tell me that.
It can be a little daunting to say you
Like,
can go do whatever I want. Like, oh,
it
I don't know
doesn't
what I
even
should
look
do.
that
So
much
some
more.
folks want a little bit of a guided path or to understand
much
where the
higher
fun
in
is,
quality.
and no approach is wrong. Like, for me, that's epic because it says we aren't putting any limits on what you
absolutely
can
looks
or
like
can't
Mario.
do. We're
Am
going
I
to set
wrong?
you loose and just sit back and watch the beauty that you create.
They
with
have
your own
used that
stories and the
NPC
way that
before.
you solve problems or choose to spend your time in this world we've created.
I love that. And what you said about, those moments that maybe you experience that I don't, like, those are some of the best moments if I think back to playing RPGs when I'm discussing with my friends, oh, did you see that? No, I didn't see that. Where did you see it? And having them go out and find it. So I think that's going to be one of those things.
We talk about that a lot, that sort of water cooler moment.
Exactly.
Of, like, you come in the next day and you talk to everybody about what you did, and you were like, wait, I did that quest, but I did this completely different thing. And you sort of start to appreciate all of the choices that you could have made. You didn't even realize were an option.
That.
Like,
However,
I didn't even think about doing that. Like, oh yeah, I just ran in and stole his ship and shot all of his crew members.
Because, like,
and
Mark
took
and
off.
I
Like,
do
you
different
can do that.
missions
Like,
in
oh,
Rise, like,
you can do
all the
anything.
time.
Like that, I think
because
that
I'm
is,
very much in,
a
like,
special
aggressive
part of the Bethesda
and,
Game
like,
Studios game. And,
and
when we say
I
epic
just
RPG,
scream
we
tactics
mean
and run in
all
with
of the
grenades.
stories, all of
And Mark is like, all right, I'm going to think about absolutely every aspect of
that's going to be
this.
top on the list.
But that's why we come together as a good team in games like Borderlands and stuff like that.
That seems to also be, in addition to exploring and everything, that seems to be another huge focus of the game.
Absolutely. I mean, look, if you look at a game like Skyrim, which, like, everybody's played Skyrim at
how
this point.
dare you, sir?
It can, a combat
I
is a
can't believe you
big
said
part of that. Unless you decide it's not. Like, if you're one of those folks that says, actually, I'm going to do the alchemy thing, and I just go off and pick flowers and make potions and, like, live another life in another world this way, then combat isn't part of it. But look, we know in an epic RPG, there's always bad people, shooting at you. Sometimes you got to return fire, and there's a lot of fun to be had there.
I do think that
providing a lot of different skills
the
that sort of determine how good you are in combat, combined with all the different weapons in the game, and then
I know
layer in
yesterday I
ship
called it a
combat
win.
and all of these other things. It starts to sort of paint a picture.
Yeah, no one
how
chooses alchemy
broad or
and
how
no
deep the rabbit
violence.
hole
I'm sorry.
goes.
It's going to be so impressive. And you touched on it a little bit, and I want to talk about it because this was when I'm watching the video demo, what I saw, and it really caught my eyes around the ship. It's not just getting in the ship and that's your ship. There's so much behind it. Can you talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, like, every ship is customizable to the nth degree, and not just, like, cosmetically I want my ship to look like this or look like that, though obviously that's totally a thing that you could do if all you care about is cosmetics. But it goes much deeper than that in terms of like what kind of shields you have, what kind of weapons you have, like what kind of ship are you building? What do you want it to be good at? What trade-offs are you willing to make or not? And then the other part of it is, of course, well, you can't just like, it's a spaceship. Those aren't cheap. So you have to figure out like, how am I going to do this? Where do I get the resources to build this stuff? What kind of skills do I need to level up to improve
7-year-old and they would still
what
want
I
to kill
do
things in
without
Sandbox.
So
like
there's a lot of, again, choices in terms of you get to decide that, how much you want to put into that or not. Do you just want to give somebody money for the parts that you want? Do you want to build it? All of those things are sort of part of the fun of deciding how much do you want to interact with this.
So I'm just still really upset that he said Skyrim.
Absolutely. I mean, just
how
as you
dare
mentioned,
you?
The level of player agency, something that I feel like is going to just make Starfield such a special experience.
So
between Redfall, ESO, Fallout 76, and Starfield, you all are just killing the game.
Yeah, we got a few games coming out.
It's going to be so
you
great.
You are exfoliating
Pete, thank you so much
and
for stopping by.
moisturizing the way you should be.
Of course, Pete.
We see
now,
it,
coming up, we'll
it.
hear from our friends around the world, including Squanch Games, Obsidian Entertainment, Playground Games, and of course, Xbox fans like you. But first, let's hear from the creators of one of the world's most popular Battle Royale games.
Damn it. Okay. That is not the Battle Royale game I thought we were going to.
大家好，我是永劫无间制作人关磊。
We are glad to share Naraka Blade Point, a unique online multiplayer action game with players all around the globe.
So Squanch Games is owned by Justin Roiland and a couple of other developers, and they make games that are based kind of in the universes of Rick and Morty, like in that same vein of like comedic action.
We're also joining Xbox Game Pass, a platform with a huge
legit
and a vast bright future.
In fact, the way it started was with Justin Roiland and
so
two of
grateful to the players for their love and support.
Developers.
As a competitive survival game incorporating
impressive.
a lot of action elements, Naraka features a range of characters with unique personalities. Each hero draws from different civilizations
this looks sick,
and cultures.
only I wish
Battles allow for
that it was not such a Battle Royale Smite vibe.
Weapons to choose from.
Because the more I think about it, the more it is.
Interactive elements to explore.
It's a Fortnite Smite.
Perhaps
like,
you'll engage your foes in samurai combat.
Fort Smite,
Katanas
if you will.
At the ready. Or maybe you use Persian assassin techniques and strike from afar. With your grappling hook, you can fly between temple walls and across bamboo forests with ease.
Absolutely, Mark. Absolutely.
You can also
this is one of their most developed, and they have a few. If you go to the Squanch Games website, I think, or if you look at their
Unchained, and have the freedom to choose how you play. Collect soul jades to change how you play. Transform your katana strikes and make your cannon a weapon of mass destruction.
Their latest.
Each hero can be customized too.
Oh my god, what's it called?
To battle as a berserker warrior,
shareholders meeting. I believe they have like 4 or 5 more games
the
in the works.
Choice is yours. We can't forget to mention our unique face customization system too. You'll never need to worry about running into a doppelganger on the battlefield, because you're able to edit your hero's features to your heart's content. You can even recreate your favorite faces. As we approach Naraka's first launch anniversary, we're introducing a brand new weapon.
Remember, kids,
twin blades.
No one can stop you from using Todd's face on a model and running around in a Bethesda Battle Royale game, being a dick.
Sweeping blows. We've seen similar weapons in other games, but here in Naraka, it comes with a style all its own. Charging up strikes is usually a high-risk, high-reward move. With the twin blades, you can charge up while moving and keep your momentum as you unleash a flurry of combos on foes. Since its release, Naraka Blade Point has launched its own faction clash game mode with Omni's Nightmare and the thrilling limited-time mode Shadow Surge. There have been many casual modes to play as well, but our community has eagerly asked for a campaign mode.
See, I hate this because I'm so burnt out on Battle Royale games. But this dude looks so fucking passionate and happy
Players will
talking
see the
about
first
his
chapter
game.
of our campaign mode.
And it is a
Form
gorgeous
teams
game.
of 3 to take on new enemy types and massive bosses. Disarming a boss won't be as easy as disarming another player, though.
There's no single player.
PvP and campaign mode are 2 entirely different games. Further campaign chapters are also in the works, so we're eager to hear any feedback you have for us. We are also working on an Xbox One version and hope to see more players join Naraka later this year. Naraka is launching on Xbox Series X and S and Windows Store on June 23rd. And it's included
the campaign, I mean, it's going to be like a Dauntless. It's going to be like,
your chance to dive
hey,
into the world of
let's all go
Point.
and attack this thing and then go out to a lobby. You know? It's the same thing. No, it's 3 people. According to that. What's this? Turn-based strategy.
History is filled with moments of greatness. Some well-known, some lost to time. But what about the history that could have been if you were its architect? How would you reshape the world? What new stories would you tell?
What is this? This is
And
Ara?
when your people speak, would you listen? How would you lead them in this new world?
This does look very interesting.
History is filled with moments of greatness, but these will be yours.
It looks good. It does. Play it day 1 with PC Game Pass.
I'm excited to welcome our friends from Oxide Games for a closer look at their historical grand strategy game for PC.
I am excited to see
Ara,
more
History Untold.
about this.
Sam, Michelle, thank you two for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
And on behalf of the entire studio, we are really excited to be here and finally be able to talk about Ara.
I mean, we all are excited too. You just had the world premiere 2 days ago for Ara. And I have to say, I'm a really, really big history fan. I love me some history, so I've been looking forward to talking to you two about this. Now, we all know this is not your first strategy game, but the vision behind Ara is so ambitious. So tell us more about it, and also for those who are new to Oxide Games, we'd love to hear more about the studio as well.
So Oxide Games was founded 9.5 years ago in my basement, actually, from the development leads of Civilization 5. And our goal is to push strategy games to the next level.
And what's really great about working on a new IP is that you don't have kind of these previous expectations
And these
that
are
a
the
sequel
guys
would
that did
have.
Civilization.
And so the sky really was the limit, and we
And
got to
they've
really
been-
take the genre to a new space. And we really hope that not only will fans of
They've been
strategy
doing it
games like this,
forever.
but people who've never played a strategy game before will find something they love as well.
You're absolutely taking it to the next level. I think I saw like a drone was in like the 18th century or something like that. It's very, very fascinating.
Yeah.
And I think that like, if you're someone who really enjoys history, it's bringing like all of the worlds together, all the periods of time together.
It's like they
and that's
went,
a grand
okay,
vision in itself.
we can
So
make
how
another
does the vision of
civilization,
Ara impact
or
the
we can
player
break
experience within the game?
civilizations.
So
And they're
one of
just
the
like,
kind of
all
the
right,
things
yeah.
we wanted to do with Ara was
It's the
really
same developers.
explore
It's the same
how
4
to
developers
make the game less about
from
finding
the
that optimal strategy, that
Civilization
optimal path,
games.
and really bringing ways to make it more meaningful to the player, make it unique to themselves. So what are different kinds of choices we can bring to the player so that when you play, it's different than when I play, and yet we can both be competitive together? How can we do things to really impact agency and expression and really let you express your values and your play styles through the different mechanics in the product?
And Dan, what
He's
about you? How
adorable.
does the vision impact the overall experience?
And also
So one of the big things that
fashionable,
we've
and I
been working
appreciate
on is what we
that
call the
about
living world. We
female
wanted
developers.
the expression of the game to manifest itself in a way that felt authentic and cool. So we've spent a lot of effort on making sure that the choices that you make are
You can be
expressed
brilliant and
in a visual
fashionable.
way.
That's like my
And so you're
favorite
going to see your
combo.
citizens doing things that reflect the choices that
But if
you've
you can
made.
be
And this is
brilliant
actually
and
really
geeky
challenging.
and
So one of
fashionable,
the goals when we founded
it. That's
Oxide
the
was
goal,
to not
y'all.
have to tell the
That's it.
designers, no, you can't do that thing. And so it was a very
Oh, no.
And so it was a very large technological constraint from doing something like that. But we have our own proprietary engine that allows us to really bring this alternate Earth to life.
Off now.
I think that's the beauty, right? Because in history, the great thing about learning history is that you learn about culture, you learn about stories, you learn about things that are probably brand new to your eyes.
Which is mine,
but the
or
way
is it...
that Ara helps you remix, reimagine, and rewrite history is a beautiful sight to see.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Metro by T-Mobile,
refresh.
way more
And we're
than
gonna do
before.
that this way.
Get one line of unlimited 5G for just $40.
I do not endorse anything by T-Mobile.
Play more, switch and save.
It just happens to be
only at Metro
on this ad.
Which is super exciting because we've been playing it, all the time, and so now
There
we
we
do
go.
have a chance to play.
Dan, Michelle, thank you two so much for giving us the lowdown on Ara. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Grounded is finally leaving early access.
All right,
and moving
Grounded
into full
looks
release
pretty
with
sick.
A highly anticipated
Grounded,
story mode. Here's Adam Brennicky and Eric Dorabello.
Okay, we're gonna
from
see more of
Obsidian
the story mode.
Entertainment to tell us
I don't
more.
know if I'm gonna be able to play it, but it looks like Honey I Shrunk the Kids, the game, and I love that. But
What
I don't
can players
like
expect
bugs, and
from
also,
the 1.0 launch
it looks
of
like it might
Grounded?
give me
The
a
big
little
one, of course, is going to be
motion
a complete
sickness.
game, and that means story, right? You know, from beginning to end, you can play through, why are you here? Who put you here?
It's such
How
a
are you gonna get
unique
home?
idea.
I think
I'm
those are, like, the
really
big
glad that they
questions
took
people are
off
asking about Grounded.
with this idea and followed it through.
Originally,
Because
we really just
if
wanted
you had
to make a
asked me 2
survival
years
game,
ago, this
and one of the
would have
jokes
been the
was,
one to
hey,
get
what if
cut.
we did backyard survival? Everyone was like, yeah, that's a very unusual idea.
Just due to
but I think there's
its
something there. One of the things that we did early on was
unique
establish
idea,
the art style of Grounded.
against all the
Things
battle
started,
royales
coming
and
to
stuff
life
like
as
that.
we did the initial prototypes and seeing some of the cool things, like the first time we added the spider into the yard, seeing the reactions of people in the office, even jump scares, people screaming. The team is very small. It's the smallest team I've ever worked on at Obsidian. I wanted everyone to be able to participate on the design side of things. So I said everyone is a designer on the team. And I think that extends into our community
some really
and
nice
how we're building the
monitors?
game in game.
What up,
preview and
man?
early access.
Cheesy.
That's probably one of the big successes of the game is how close
Obsidian
we work with
really
the
is the
community
best
and
in the biz.
Take all their feedback and suggestions. I think it's super rad.
But also the fact that they took this
a
tiny
huge thing just
of
to
a
get
part
people's
of their
feedback
company to
constantly
make this.
of what they're liking,
Honey,
what
I
they're
Shrunk
not
the
liking,
Backyard.
and all those adjustments just make a
looks
much,
incredible.
much better game at the end of the day.
Also, Pink Cheesy, how are you? Welcome in, fam.
We're at that point now that the yard's getting finished, and now we can play through the story. There's a lot of surprises. There's a lot of things that I think players
Did they
aren't
say
going to expect.
whether or not this was going to have
And
couch
I
co-op?
think I know what you're talking about. And I cannot wait to see players' reactions. I know a lot of players are just waiting for the story to be finished to finally jump into the game. People who played the game previously are also holding out for more content. I think it's just going to pull a lot of people back in and gain a lot of new players. So Adam, we have the Broodmother from last year. It was our first big boss. And then we came out with a bunch of mini bosses like
Termite King
and the Assistant Manager. But in this trailer, we're showing players the Mantis. What can they expect from this?
So we're super
Look at
excited to finally show off the Mantis. I know that's
It is
been
so cute.
a big ask from players that they want to see a praying mantis in the game.
They've been asking for this for a long time. Do we have anything else that the players can get excited about?
The Mantis is just a little tease of one of the new boss fights, but there's more to come, right? Potentially many boss fights that we have planned for the full release of Grounded. There's a lot more secrets and other things to uncover.
It does.
When we reached 5 million players, that was already super crazy. And then we hit the next milestone of 10 million players still being Xbox.
Doubling it, right?
Yeah, in Xbox Game Preview Early Access.
That just goes to show that we have a fantastic game.
I will
Everyone's
say,
just so
this
surprised
and
at,
Project Triangle Strategy
how much
are in the
Grounded has
same
grown.
vein where they released it,
I just hope
they
that
got the
players in
fans'
community
feedback, and
understand
now they're
how important they
incorporating
are
that
and
feedback
impactful on
into
this
the
game with
actual
us.
release
Yeah, we're
of
so
the
thankful
game.
for everyone's
And that is how it
support
should be done,
along the
y'all.
way. It's been an amazing
That is how it
journey,
should be
and
done.
we're
Stop
finally
making half-ass
almost at the finish
games.
line, right?
Yeah.
And I
Let
think,
me
we
preview
wouldn't
it.
be
Let
here
me tell you the
without our
feedback on
amazing
it,
community
and then
and
let's
all the
play.
fan support.
You know?
I agree. Best community ever. Yeah.
Alright, so Flight Simulator looks fucking sick.
So I got a call from my good friend York Newman, the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator. He told me it was imperative that I meet with him. So I'm in this helicopter, we're flying to this location, we're on our way, let's go.
Tell me why this is the most notable thing from the Xbox Showcase this year.
Hey, Paris, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks for coming to DC, man.
No, thank you. What am I doing here?
Later. Let's get in. We don't have much time.
Oh, okay.
All right, Paris, right across the Potomac. That's where our contact is.
Are we headed towards Arlington?
It's still secret. I'm sorry.
York, what is this place?
Oh, you'll see. Let's go.
Yeah. It's very, I think he wanted it to be like Top Gun, you know, because Top Gun's in this year.
Wow, look at this place. Nick, how's it going?
Hello.
Paris, I would like to introduce Nick Partridge from the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum.
Thank you for having me. But this makes a lot of sense. I saw during the trailer there was a collaboration between the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum and Flight Simulator. Here we are at the National Air and Space Museum. So let's talk about that collaboration. Tell me more about that.
Well, Jorg and I have been talking for more than a year. He was looking for me, and it turns out I was looking for him to ask the same question, which was, don't you think that our organizations have a lot in common? Dedicated to bringing flight to everyone, and
I was looking for the Spirit of St. Louis, which is in the Smithsonian ever since 1928. And the Smithsonian was gracious enough. They gave us a millimeter perfect scan, which is what we'll feature in the 40th anniversary edition. But as Nick and I kept talking, it was very clear, you know, the world's foremost museum for air and space, the Smithsonian. Yeah. And Microsoft celebrating its 40th anniversary. It's a match made in heaven, and there's lots of things we can do.
Yeah, authenticity, accuracy, access, it's all there. We're hoping that if everyone has as much fun in the community with the content that we initially collaborated on, a couple of our most historic aircraft,
just
and
a couple of guys who really fucking love planes
in the simulator, maybe we can jump in with both feet and do more in the years to come. Maybe even, who knows, we'll go crazy. We'll put the space shuttle in there.
Okay, then that.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Oh my God.
All right, you guys have never been here before,
no,
right?
This is my first time.
All right, so keep your eyes peeled, stick together, and Jorg, I've got something special for you right around here.
Perfect.
Dudes who love planes.
Check this out.
I think I remember a story about two dudes who love planes changing history.
Amazing.
And that is an awesome plane. And as I look at all these planes around here, it makes me ask the question, are you going to put all of them in Flight Sim?
Maybe not all of them, but we hope a lot of them. In the 40th anniversary that comes out this fall, we already have 3. We have the Wright Flyer, the Spirit of St. Louis, and the DC-3. And we hope to get a few more. As Nick and I were talking, there's a lot of things we could do.
Yeah, we started with the most iconic ones, and who knows? There's no lack of opportunity.
You know, I keep saying amazing because this place is amazing. And just like Flight Sim, it just keeps going. So what else is happening?
It does seem like we're going supersonic, like the Concorde here. We've been doing a major update ever since we launched, every month since August
so
2020.
Cute. Like, I love him.
Today, we're actually launching World Update 10. And guess
He's
what?
so cheesy and adorable.
It's the United States, and it's huge. We have a dozen cities, a new height field, brand new aerials, new missions, new airports, new everything. And as always, it's free. And check out this beauty. This is the Beechcraft Model 18. They call it the Twin Beech. It's a famous plane, and that's also launching today. And it's a great coincidence.
It's actually a huge coincidence. Jorg's been working on that Beechcraft since before we met, but it's a great example of how much we already had in common.
So Jorg, what can we expect the rest of the year from Flight Sim?
We have a ton of great things coming up. So today is World Update 10. We have 2 more World Updates, one in August and one in October. And then in November, we have the big 40th anniversary edition, which will be an absolute delight. for anyone who loves aviation.
Okay, that 40th anniversary edition. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so we're celebrating by bringing back some of the planes from the old Sims, like from Flight Sim 10, 9, 8, even before that. And we're restoring some of the old missions, and we're bringing back some of the airports that were in those editions. So it's a real celebration of the franchise.
So this celebration is not only of the franchise, but the past as well.
And we're also adding brand new things on top of it, like that the community really wanted. For example, helicopters. Sobo wrote a brand new fluid dynamic system to make all that work. And then we're adding gliders, which is a completely different way to experience the planet. It's just you and the wind. Right. And then the last one is we're bringing, it's the biggest deal for Simmers, a brand new real-to-life airliner, the A310 from Airbus, by a brand new partner called Builds, a great development team. In fact, of the 10 planes we're bringing, most of them are created in collaboration with third parties. So it's a really cool way for us to integrate with the creator community.
Now, how do I get this?
If you're on Game Pass, if you already own Flight Sim, the 40th Anniversary Edition is a free upgrade.
This has just been an incredible experience, seeing all these planes and going through the history and everything that's come in the Flight Simulator. I mean, thank you so much.
Thanks for coming to DC. Paris, thank you, Nick, for the great collaboration with the Smithsonian and for kicking off the 40th Anniversary Edition of Flight Sim. It's been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
Adorable. Well done. Well done. That's probably been my favorite presentation so far. I don't know,
Today
either
was a
that or
good day.
Ubisoft.
But now, I have a need for speed. I'm headed to the danger zone, baby.
What I tell you? Fucking Top
Estamos aquí
Gun.
para disfrutar del mejor día de mi vida, el día de la Xbox, que estoy muy emocionado. I came in Madrid just yesterday to be here in Bethesda Xbox, and I'm so excited. Estamos aquí en Madrid para ver nuevos juegos como Starfield, que yo personalmente le tengo muchísimas ganas.
Me ha encantado y no me lo podía perder. Es un evento único.
Imagine wanting to get like the logo turned into dough on my body.
Why gaming? Just a passion. Es una experiencia única. Me ofrecen algo que no encuentro.
She says knowing full well she has Triforce tattoo.
Lo que te digo, es como una familia para mí.
Me ha parecido genial y un cierre para un evento así maravilloso.
Just the passion that people have. I feel very welcome.
Hey, we're just a snippet of Squanch Games, and we're here to talk about High on Life, our new action-adventure, comedy, Metroidvania, first-person shooter.
Oh my God.
That is nothing at all, a little bit like Microsoft Excel.
All right, you're a bounty hunter now.
Oh
You gotta help me rescue my friends. They're Gatlians, just like me.
That's our game, High on Life. Pretty insane. There's a lot to talk about.
Let's dive in. So Justin, you're typically known for working in animation. What brings you into the world of games? Why are you in the world of games?
I'm obsessed with games, have been my whole life. Always had ideas, always had, things I would love to make, but just never thought I could ever step into that arena because I lack all the skills needed.
You don't know how games work.
Other than like creative direction, creative ideas, like other than that, I lack all the skills to execute.
But that's why, that's part of why you want to start Squanch, right? Is like to be able to have an idea like that and let it grow to something amazing.
And to be able to be creatively free. I wanted to make games that I wanted to play. And that was sort of the spark that just lit the fire of Squanch Games. And then we shipped Trover and we shipped Accounting Plus, and now we're on this absolutely dream game. This is like our legit swing at like a proper, we're indie, but like this is like our AAA, like, or is it triple I for indie?
We're triple I.
Yeah. This is a triple I game.
So the story of our game mostly follows like Earth being invaded by this evil criminal cartel of aliens who come in and kidnap humans and start selling them on the black market like they're drugs. And you're the one human who has to team up with a talking gun and stop them.
And when you select a cartel leader that you're gonna go after, like, it opens the portal door to that world that they're in.
Eric, can you tell us a little bit about the worlds of the game, the art style of the game, the visuals?
Yeah. So we spent a lot of time kind of constructing and creating these awesome alien worlds. Myself and Mikey Spano, who is our art director, him and I worked like a ton on the sort of art direction of the game. He really kind of landed in this space, which was kind of Blade Runner meets the Muppets. So we're trying to capture that feeling with all of our characters, especially our aliens. And then each world is its own kind of unique flavor, right? I think some of the ideas came from very kind of core thoughts. Like we want to have an awesome alien, like drug-dense spa on an asteroid. And yeah, what makes me really excited is the sort of really clear and like it's almost deceivingly simple narrative, right?
Save the Earth, humans or drugs, talking guns. Ta-da.
So Alec, who are the guns? What's their deal?
The guns are these talking alien Gatlians. They're all shaped somewhat like a gun you'd find on Earth, but they've evolved to be just gun-like in their own way. And so this race of Gatlians each has their own unique personality, their unique set of abilities, and you're gonna be rescuing them from this evil alien cartel, and together, you gotta stop the bad guys.
And get more Gatlians.
Yeah, collect more Gatlians.
Yeah, a lot of players are gonna have very different experiences depending on what gun they favor.
Yeah, you kind of pick your favorite companion to have out a lot and hear their dialogue, be part of different dialogue scenes.
It's so fleshed out too. Like,
and sometimes you can unlock the guns in a different order than another player has. So when you go back through a level, you'll see things that you would have been able to access if you'd done it in the other order.
That's
you can come back.
That's a huge one.
All right, so we've talked about this crazy good game that sounds amazing. Why should people be excited to play it?
As a studio, we are attempting to bring A-level adult comedy into video games.
Something I love about Squanch is we would put a lot of effort into things that a lot of other studios wouldn't even bother with, like a single small joke that 5 players might find.
Well, okay. Now I can.
I love that stuff. I love like edge casing and like
what makes you remember a game.
Yeah, like if a player's trying to break the game in a certain way and then you have an answer for that for them, that is like such a memorable and amazing moment. It's almost like watching TV, but the viewer is able to reach into the TV and poke a thing, and the character has to respond to that. And there's so much fun to be had for the most part.
You can skip it. We worked really hard on it if you want to skip it.
Yeah, if you want to just like miss out on like,
Yeah, if you're like a big dummy and you don't want to play the game at all, that's fine. We're not going to judge you. We're just going to be upset.
Gonna be fun.
What is this called?
You know I can't let you leave.
Oh shit. Is this an update or something, or is this an actual game? I did not know that was coming. Alright. Play Day 1 with Game Pass. Pentiment.
Pentiment is really a narrative adventure game set in 16th century Bavaria, which is part of the Holy Roman Empire. You play a character named Andreas Mahler, who is an artist working at a Benedictine abbey. He gets involved in a series of murders and scandals and tries to unravel them over a period of about 25 years. The name Pentiment, it is specifically referring to paintings in which There's an older painting underneath the painting that you see on the top. And if you scrape away the top layer, you see what was left behind. This has a bunch of significance. Obviously, you're playing a painter, but also it has a lot of significance to the idea of history kind of being covered and uncovered over time. When I saw narrative-driven games with really distinctive art styles, I was inspired to make a historical game that focused on the unique art style of the early modern period that was really driven by the relationships between characters and the stories that played out over time. Hannah Kennedy was really integral to defining the art style of Pentiment, especially blending the late medieval illuminated manuscripts with the early modern woodcuts.
Okay, yeah, we did not
so
see this yesterday.
Points to
Holy
solve and kind of
shit.
marry between wanting this to be a true to the history, true to the feel of the source material that we were referencing as far as the narrative, but also thinking about the types of games that were like what we imagined we wanted as far as a gameplay experience.
From the beginning, I knew that I wanted to portray a community that changed over time, which meant that characters are changing over time. That's really the focus of everything. The buildings do change, but really it's the characters where you see all the crazy stuff happen.
Kids that I had become attached to because it's a 4-year-old and we designed one to be a 4-year-old and then they're getting married and then I felt a weird like emotional reaction to that because I'm like, oh, baby's all grown up.
That's amazing.
I think the 16th century has always been really interesting to me because it was a time of such social upheaval in Europe. I think when we look at social change in the past, it seems like it's a thing that always happens outside of our time. But right now, I think we're maybe more aware than ever that social change is happening constantly, and people are always struggling with it. It's always a difficult process. And so I hope that by looking at people from the past, we can see that even though the setting might be different and the specific issues might be different, ultimately, we always struggle with social change.
Gorgeous.
He's putting on his bandana.
All right, let's do crime.
Now this one looks interesting, but
it's such a bad idea.
All you had to do was keep your mouth shut.
I'm gonna override this.
Is your life mission to cause harm?
Yeah. This is my favorite shot of the whole game. This one.
With As Dusk Falls, what we're trying to do is to make
the art style is really beautiful.
Interactive experience for anyone
and I like
who
the
loves
interactivity
brilliant
of the
storytelling.
game, but
so people who enjoy films, people who enjoy TV series.
I don't know
it's
how
also
much I
a social
can,
experience and about sharing
want
these
to
stories
play
with the people you love.
So I think we should
something this heavy.
Stick to the plan.
Does that make sense?
I took my inspiration
Right
from
now?
TV shows, prestige
they
shows
doing
like, you know, Breaking Bad, Fargo. I really love Dog Day Afternoon. It's such a wonderful setup.
You try that again, and every last one of them leaves in a body bag.
When you write for interactive stories, it's all about the stakes. You want big choices, the tentpole ones that everyone will remember from the chapter they played, but also you weave in the smaller stakes, the drama bit, like the relationships. Are you gonna stay married?
When you lost your job, this wall went up, and I missed you, okay?
The game deals with very mature themes that you don't normally find in a video game. It really gives you agency over characters that are relatable, that are familiar to you. It's like an interactive story, but with the power of video game behind it.
I only gotta yell and my brothers will come. Now hold your horses, young man. I think you should at least listen to what I have to say.
In the first book, it's mainly structured around a hostage situation in a motel in the middle of the desert in Arizona, so it's a pressure cooker.
You want your wife to live? Answer and do exactly what I say.
Book 2 takes another approach entirely, and it's a chase across multiple states in the US.
There's nowhere else to run.
As Dusk Falls is an interactive show, but the important part here is the word interactive. The players are very much needed to help the character on their journey and decide what's going to happen to them, help them grow and change.
It's not like there's one golden path. There's so many different ways through the story.
You can replay it, and then you get to like different story and different ending, and you feel like you're actually achieving something and shaping the story and also the character.
Some of your true self comes out into that thinking.
I don't know, what would you do? I'll try to, yeah.
And at the end of the game, when you play, we tell you about your playstyle, and it reveals something about the player themselves, their values, and the way they interact with the others that they played with.
That is really cool.
I think for me, one of the really important things was that this art style could tell lots of different types of stories. We want to take really beautiful, sort of subtle facial performances, really strong dramatic moments, and just really represent that such that every frame is a painting.
It's a single player and multiplayer experience, so 1 to 8 players.
Because we wanted to draw in people who weren't necessarily gamers. Gamers are going to love this game as well because it's a very mature.
She is playing on her phone.
But this game really taps into your life skills rather than your gamer skills. Puts everyone on a level playing field. You did well though. That is a ferocious job.
Oh, Charlie, did it. You share the same character. You discuss, you make decisions, and majority wins. It's like each player is like a voice in the character head.
Are you taking the money this time?
I am definitely not.
Take the cash. It's been a
yeah, playing together is an update.
We're just like so close, touching distance to this game. Yeah, I'm gonna miss it when it's done.
I do really love that art style, like, absolutely gorgeous. July 9th, really.
Let's check out what mysteries, adventures,
Slime Rancher
slimes are waiting for us in the new vibrant world of Slime Rancher 2.
Adorable. I feel like people have been waiting for Slime Rancher 2 for a long time. It's called Rainbow Island. It's adorable. Right. Oof, sorry y'all. This is pretty, it's just not what what I was expecting to see play day one Game Pass. What I was expecting to see.
All right, time to get going.
But I'm glad that
Trip in a while. Put this in here.
they're doing it.
Passport. I need a passport. Where's my passport? Passport. All right. Where's my Uber? All right, let's go. Let's go.
I don't exactly know what's happening here.
Welcome back to Melbourne. It is so great to be here in person. Get ready for the showcase.
I'm glad that we're making a throwback to that handkerchief scarf draft because it was like so good.
Leah, you're in Melbourne with FanFest.
I'm here for
We are
this.
so excited to tell
This
you
is
all about
incredible.
Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels, the first expansion for Forza Horizon 5. So, Mike, let's start with why the team decided to bring Hot Wheels to Forza Horizon 5's Mexico.
Our fans
That
have been telling us for
narcolepsy is
years
real
about
today,
how
y'all.
much they loved
It's
Forza
'cause it's
Horizon
raining.
3's
It
Hot
always
Wheels
kicks my ass.
So we've been waiting for the right time to bring everyone another Hot Wheels adventure. Forza Horizon 5 presented the perfect opportunity to bring Hot Wheels to life like never before with the power of the Xbox Series X and S.
It really does sound like the perfect time for Forza Horizon and Hot Wheels. So I'm wondering if you can tell us a little bit more about what to expect being in the clouds of Mexico this time.
Yes, you travel to the clouds above Mexico to visit the Hot Wheels Park, which is comprised of over 200 kilometers of the fastest, most extreme tracks yet. Once there, you'll join the Hot Wheels Academy and set out to take on Forza Horizon's most extreme racing yet and prove yourself a Hot Wheels legend.
Let's go.
As well as the iconic orange Hot Wheels track, you'll take on new driving experiences across gravity-defying magnet tracks, as well as ice, water flume, and rumble tracks.
So we've heard loads about biomes in the build-up to Forza Horizon 5's launch. Are we expecting something similar in Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels as well?
Yes, so we're truly going to see the power of the Xbox Series X and S when we look at Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels' all-new biomes. The amount of detail and diversity that we can pack into the 4 new biomes is breathtaking. We have the rugged Giants Canyon, where you'll hear the growl of your engine bouncing back off the intricately detailed rock formations. The Ice Cauldron, where frozen tundra drips into the glistening molten lava. In Forest Falls, you'll see a tree canopy towering over epic waterfalls. And finally, the visually stunning and exhilarating Horizon Nexus, where the Horizon Festival is suspended among a web of Hot Wheels tracks. And there's more, because new players can jump into Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels as early as possible during the main game's initial experience.
And how are people going to be able to use Event Lab in Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels?
So in Event Lab, you'll have the freedom to design, build, and share using the new Hot Wheels Creation Kit. That's over 80 new track and stunt pieces that instantly snap together thanks to our new building tools. You can then share your creations with the entire community for players to discover and play. We are anticipating our community building an ever-evolving catalogue of new player-created Hot Wheels events that everyone will enjoy.
They all sound absolutely incredible, Mike, but I'm going to ask you the most important question in the room. Can you tell me a bit more about the cars?
Yes, so
Obviously.
we have 10 new amazing cars coming to the pack, including 4 new Hot Wheels cars, which have been scaled up to real-life proportions. We have the Diora 2, the Bad to the Blade, the Baja Bone Shaker, and the Chevrolet Hot Wheels Copo Camaro. Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels introduces the most extreme tracks we've seen yet in Forza. So we've added some new extreme track toys and hypercars to go with them.
Love that.
I want to call out the Hennessy Venom F5 and the Mosler MT900 GT3. Their speed is unlike anything we've seen before.
So we know Forza Horizon 5 fans naturally love co-op, so how is that continuing in Hot Wheels?
So, in a first for Forza, you can join up with your friends and play from the very start of the experience in co-op. You and your friends will then take on a new campaign, moving your way up through faster and faster car classes until you unlock the extreme speed of X-Class and become a Hot Wheels legend. You can also
Is that playing like a playable thing?
Or team up with your friends to take on a team of drivatars in the Horizon Tour.
Ooh, I absolutely love that. Final question now, though. When can we expect to play?
Yes, so Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels releases on July 19th on Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Windows PC, and Steam.
Mike, thank you so much for joining me. This has been so much fun, and I cannot wait to play.
It's the Fall Guys. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
You're the best. Oh my god, look at that little Master Chief. That is adorable. Thank you.
Now, onto our next block, pun intended, of course. Minecraft Legends is the action strategy take on the franchise you never knew you needed. I'm here with Dennis Rees from Mojang Studios, who has just released the world premiere trailer of Minecraft Legends. Dennis, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Malik.
So happy to have you. I mean, this is a really exciting time for the team. Let's talk Minecraft as a whole, though. That game, I have nothing to back this up, but I feel like everyone on the planet's played Minecraft at this point. But that wasn't enough for you all. You all went and made Minecraft Dungeons, and now we're moving on to the recently revealed Minecraft Legends. So one, tell me a little bit about what it means for the team to actually be able to reveal the game. And then two, just let us know what Minecraft Legends is.
Well, we are so excited to finally be able to talk about this game with the world. We've been working on this game for some time now. Minecraft Legends is an action strategy game is set in the Minecraft universe. And in order to build this, we really wanted to partner with a great company that understands strategy games. And so that's when we reached out with Blackbird Interactive. And in doing so, we were able to create an experience that is welcoming for people who may have not played Minecraft, but also people who have. And I mean, you've seen the trailer. It's about going and traveling through these beautiful biomes, exploring this world that is familiar yet still mysterious. And so as you explore these lush biomes, you collect resources, and then you use those resources to build defenses from these dangerous but very cute piglins. And in those offensives, you're able to fight them back and send them back to where they come from. And you know what? You're You're going to probably want to build some alliances with some unexpected friends because they're going to help you actually defeat the piglins and send them back to where they come from.
I'm looking forward to it, and I love what you said about trying to make a game that's both for fans of Minecraft that exist and new fans coming in. Minecraft can go in so many different directions, I feel like, with a new game. What made you choose action strategy?
Well, really, it was many years ago, as a group of folks at Mojang sitting around talking about what game genres they really enjoy. And action and strategy were the most popular ones that came up. And so we started to think about who we could partner with to build that experience. And that's where we came into Blackbird Interactive. And that was back in 2018. And, the project was codenamed Badger. And an interesting little fact for many of those people that might follow Minecraft, if you go back to Minecon 2018 and you look at the shirt that Jens Berenstain was wearing, you'll see a graphic on there, and it's in the shape of a badger head. And really, that was meant to be an Easter egg for years forward, which here we are now.
I gotta say, I love a good Easter egg. Now,
That's incredible.
Where would you say that Minecraft Legends fits in the overall Minecraft universe?
Well, the Minecraft universe is just always growing and expanding. And if it's not from our partner communities, then it's from Mojang specifically. Like you mentioned, Minecraft Dungeons. That's a great example where Mojang went out and we built this dungeon crawler experience in the Minecraft universe, and players love it. It's wonderful. And with Minecraft Legends, we're trying to do something similar, really. And here we're going to be introducing a narratively driven campaign with a whole bunch of new characters and a lot of other things that I'm not ready to share right now.
Dennis, I thought we were friends. You can share it with me and everyone watching. No? Okay, I won't pry anymore. But tell us when the game is coming out and where we can keep up to date.
It's coming out in 2023 on PC and console on Xbox Game Pass. And if you want to know more, just follow us Twitter or jump on Minecraft.net.
Dennis, I'm so excited to jump into Minecraft Legends. Thank you so much for stopping by and giving us the lowdown.
Thanks for having me.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Kirsten, aka Kayvon Doom, and we're here at Xbox Fan Fest. We got a whole lot for y'all to check out, so let's get it in.
The Canadian Fan Fest looks the most chill by far.
They asked me what year Halo came out, won this sweet jersey. I couldn't believe when I was here on site that I would get to meet the real Master Chief.
Experience here, out of this world. It was really cool to see. I'm gonna go get my nails done because they have a nail station and these things need to be painted.
Redfall looks dynamite, and come on, Diablo 4. Oh, it's so, why are you so gruesome? All bloody things. No, but it's great. I love it.
What a day we had today. Thank you, everybody, for showing up to Xbox Fan Fest Toronto. Had a lot of fun, saw a lot of games. Great experiences overall. Catch you in the next one.
Here we come. Are you ready for more?
Hannigan does look adorable. I'm sorry? Today she watches things. Masterbot. Look at that pho though. Hey. God, Silk Song looks so good.
I'm joined now by Sarah Bond, who leads the gaming ecosystem organization here at Xbox. Sarah, it's so great to have you.
It is awesome to be here and so good to see you too.
Yes, I'm super excited for this conversation because as we know,
That's
game
amazing.
creators are crucial to Xbox's success. And whenever you talk about them, it's with such
Wait, does this mean we
passion
can
and
video
tenacity.
chat
I
with
love
our
it,
favorite
and it
nephew?
sounds super important to you and the rest of Team Xbox.
Our favorite
my
Canadian
question to
nephew,
you is, how do
asterisk.
creators inspire the work that you and your team do?
The creators are just
That is
the
very
bedrock of
exciting.
Everything we do on my team. You know, when you really think about it,
How's the fam settling in? Everybody good?
Is it starts with someone who has a creative idea that they choose to put into a game that we all get to experience and enjoy. And that's really the bedrock of our industry, of what motivates us, is to help those
Wait,
people,
is it blue?
those developers bring their stories out. And
It's
think
supposed to
about it
be
in three
green,
ways.
damn it.
How do we
I
create
need
a
to dye it again.
vibrant and engaging gamer community for them to come to through Xbox? What are the set of
Amazing.
tools and services that we give them that make it easier and faster and more affordable for them to make a game? And how do we create a range of business models that they can use? Because a business model really enables them to perform all sorts of different types of innovation.
Yeah, business models, tools, resources.
She
all
tired.
these
She need
provide
more green.
Choices, and it's increasing these choices for not only the developers but the
If
players
you say so,
themselves
if
as
you say
well.
so.
Yeah.
For example, you and your team just announced a new feature that's going to bring game demos to players. Can you tell us a little bit more about Project Moorcroft?
Project Moorcroft. I know. I love these project names. I wish they would just let me name it, but
Yeah,
they
just
won't.
say it.
I know. They won't.
Can we change that?
Well, look, we were sitting
Oh
down
my
as a team,
God.
and we were thinking about some of the things that we've always loved the most about the gaming industry.
Beautiful.
And one of them was, remember when you would
10
go
out
to
of
like a
10.
show like PAX or E3, and you would go to the show floor and you get to play a demo or a piece of a game, and the developer would be right there next to you, talking to you about their experience, asking you to try things out, asking you your feedback. And that was one of the things I loved the most about those experiences. We just don't have them as much anymore, you know, in the way that the world has evolved. And so we thought, gosh, how can
Subat
we
and I
make
were
Game
talking about
Pass
this
like that?
yesterday,
Like,
yeah.
how can we use the power of Game Pass and all of the great discovery and player engagement that is in it and have it create for creators that opportunity to engage with fans early as they're creating their game, and also for players to get to experience something that they're really anticipating.
Beautiful.
And so that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to have a program that enables developers to take a piece, a level of their game, and put it into Game Pass so that they can get that great feedback and players can engage with them. And we know it's a lot of work sometimes for developers to do that, so we're also going to compensate them for their participation in the program. I'm so excited for what's going to come when we launch.
That's
that.
I
amazing.
think the one thing that we all miss is that connection, right? And now that we are able to come back into conferences and stuff like that, we still need to deepen it because
Yeah.
by deepening that
Yeah,
connection,
if you guys
you're
need
diversifying
a
the
video
voices,
edited,
and
please
that
hit
in
up the
return helps to
Masterbot TV.
diversify the games and bring diversity into
Masterbot
games. So
Completely.
how will
Is
Microsoft
incredible and
help
has
to
done
further
all of
that
our work
And
with
we think
editing
about it
on our
all the
YouTube,
time, frankly.
except for
Microsoft
like
is Xbox,
last
and
year's
my team
stuff.
in particular, because creators is
Um,
core to everything we do. You know, if you think about a game, it
Mark, will you
enables
put
to
Masterbot's
experience a
information
perspective,
in
a
the
point of view, in a way that is deep
in
and
the chat for
immersive,
me?
unlike any other form of media. So the importance of everyone having an equal opportunity to share their story and their perspective through a game, and what it means to shaping our perceptions, to what we talk about, to what we believe, to broadening our perspectives, is critical. And we think about that all the time. So
Thank you.
what we've done as a team is we're continuing to expand the set of developers who we're engaging with and bringing them into the Xbox ecosystem. We've actually more than doubled the number of developers that are making games for Xbox. And we saw lots of those games in the last day, which has been pretty cool. And the other thing that we did this year is for the first time ever, we actually have a presence in Africa. We have our first Xbox employee in Africa, specifically dedicated to working with creators in the region.
So
That's
what message would
amazing!
you like to leave for creators who are interested in starting in the industry?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. People say to me, gosh, I would really like to be part of the gaming industry. I'd love to make a game. How do I break through? How do I get involved? I say, first of all, network. Talk to people, meet people, connect with people, just how you and I connected actually at an industry event, which we met at, which was super fun. You know, build that network and that connectivity because it's so critical in every industry, but I think particularly in gaming, right? You know, go to industry conferences like GDC, meet people, learn, try that out. And if you're interested in making a game for Xbox, you can actually go to github.com. You can actually download the Xbox Game Developer Kit and get started. And once you have a game concept, you can also submit it online through id@xbox.com, and then you can self-publish to Xbox, which is another great way. And of course, if you actually want to get involved in the industry, all companies are great, but I highly recommend you check out coming to work at Xbox. I'm biased, obviously.
I mean, hey, you have every right to be so. Sarah, thank you so much for joining
Thank
us
you, Mark.
today. And also, thank you to all the viewers for tuning into Extended. We've heard from so many amazing developers on today's show. Now, before we finish, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
We were talking earlier about the importance of people being able to tell their story through a game and how incredibly powerful it is. I mean, when we were talking about that, I was thinking about an experience we've had as a team that's been very touching for me. So, a couple years ago, we started really consciously extending the depth and breadth of content that we have in the Xbox ecosystem.
Yeah, support your friends.
And it was through that I got to know the team making Stalker 2 really well. And I actually got to intro that game last year in the Xbox Game Showcase. And it was
Will we get that trailer?
And the thing was, when I was looking at that game last year,
We have more of that?
looking at the story that they were telling, and they were talking about the beauty of the land and their dedication to their culture and their country. And I thought, wow, this is a cool game. This is a compelling story. But sitting here today, recognizing that team is Ukrainian, they were based in Kiev, looking at that story and what they were showing to the world just feels entirely different and far more poignant and visceral to me.
Oh my God.
This is a team who's talking about their culture, talking about fighting for the existence of being a nation, of being a people, of having their own language. And now we all, as a world, have gotten to see how tenuous that, in fact, is. And it's an honor, frankly, to be part of this industry and to have the opportunity to uplift their voices and to let their story be told through a gaming experience, especially knowing what we know now about the situation in Ukraine. And as part of that, they actually shared with us something that they wanted us to share with all of you today as part of the show.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Здесь кипела работа, идеи, она не останавливалась. 3 месяца назад началась война России с Украиной.
Шок от робочий день починається з тривоги.
Під час сильних обстрілів ми біжимо в укриття.
Це переноска для мого кота, який загинув ще в перший тиждень війни. Ходишь вечером, сирена, выходишь днем, сирена. Днем еще работать надо, поэтому особо не выйдешь, а от вечера все время вот так.
Це моє робоче місце.
Вже 3-й місяць я живу і працюю в коридорі. Зі мною живе однокий пес, врятований з-під обстрілу в Гостомелі. Зараз мені важко писати квести про війну, коли вона йде навколо.
Так работает в перерывах между сиренами і волонтерськими задачами.
Світ ще побачить, наскільки в нас класна культура і в тому числі, наскільки класні ігри ми можемо робити.
Меня зовут Александр. Я являюсь сотрудником компании ЖСК. Я с Мариуполя. С начала боевых действий была потеряна связь с моими родными и близкими. И это непередаваемое ужасное чувство, когда ты не знаешь, живы они или нет.
Я Дмитро Ясінєв, розробник Сталкера. Ніколи не міг уявити, що в 21 столітті в центрі Європи може статися повномасштабна війна.
Я Олексій Іванов, ком'юніті-менеджер проекту Stalker 2. Зі зброєю в руках захищаю свою країну від російської агресії.
Привіт, я Макс, наративний дизайнер гри Stalker 2. Після перемоги я до неї повернуся.
Бачимось на релізі. Слава Україні!
Last question, Dr. Dallin. Are you sure the perimeter surrounding the zone is really enough? If a powerful emission were to occur, we would...
Listen, the zone has remained stable for years. Besides, we didn't establish the most advanced institution in human history without first guaranteeing its safety. In short, I believe the wonders that we will bring to the world far outweigh the potential risks.
How big are these risks exactly?
The zone reveals a whole new world. We can stick with the old one, fearing change. But tell me, do you want our descendants to remember us as cowards? Or as those who dared to venture forward to a new, better humanity?
The injured were evacuated. I remind our listeners that a similar incident happened in our region quite recently, ruining homes and livelihoods. However, city officials urge people to stay calm, assuring them the situation is totally under control.
Feel pretty fucked up. Alright. Let's just. Is there a way to hide chat? Yep, there we go. Well. Yeah. That's pretty interesting, I'd say. I did not expect that ending, I will say that. Thanks for joining us. I'm pretty fucked up. I'm pretty fucked up because of the
the promise of future content support as 343 continues
because of the
experience. Halo needed a home run and Infinite bashes the oddball far over the fence.
because of the war stuff. It's just fucked. Oh, it's fucked. So, we take a breath. Thank you for coming and watching with us. I love you guys. I will type up my final thoughts and stuff like that very, very soon. And we will see you sometime later on this month. Zubat and I will see you for a direct, hopefully. And if not, I will see you for our regular stream soon. Thank you so much to Mark and to Zubat for getting through Summer Games Fest with us and co-hosting. And yeah.